meaning it's almost as if when you've got a really, really beautiful relationship, and you still want the freedom within it, and you want freedom for both of you, it's almost as if you have to let it go as soon as you start to become intimate in.
What's happening here with this conversation about relationships, and with a lot of conversations about a lot of manifestations, is that sometimes without knowing you've even done it, you have managed to focus on something or not focus on something. We started to say earlier, and we didn't complete the thought, that your happy state, your alignment, is like you are cork bobbing on the surface of the water, and you can hold the cork under and introduce resistance, but when you let go, you're going to bob right back up again. And so when you realize that the alignment that we are talking about all day, every day, is really what you're all reaching for, that alignment with who you are is the relationship that you are looking for, and you're able to maintain it, then what happens is it unfolds, it becomes more, you get impulses, and then you have a manifestation. But what so many people do, because they weren't really aware, because they didn't do it deliberately, they weren't aware of what happened that brought them into the manifestation. Now the manifestation has happened. Now they're turning their attention to the action of the manifestation instead of the tending to the energy. It's like, all right, Abraham, I've listened to your message, and I get this stuff. You wave your arms around, and I get it that I had contrast, and I get it that there's a vortex, and I get it that somehow I lined up with it, and I get it that I was in the receiving mode, and I get it that I've created this relationship. But now this relationship is giving me fits. What should I do? What should I do about it now? And so instead of doing the only thing that works and the thing that created it to begin with, now you get into your human, we love you so much, action mode, where you try to deal with things through your action rather than tending to them through your vibration. Because within that relationship, as we said earlier, you've created a new and improved relationship. This existing relationship has made a better one with this person that you're not up to speed with, because you're so involved with the person that's in the relationship that you're in. In other words, you're so intoxicated by the action part of your creation that you're not tending to the energy again. Did that make sense to you? Even after a manifestation has happened, this is what is tripping most people up, so that they are not able to maintain a good feeling. You line up in fits and spurts. You line up and things manifest, and then you try to maintain or tend to your manifestations in a whole different way than the way it came to you to begin with. It's a little bit like, here's a good example. It's like someone who has written a really good book or painted a beautiful picture, and now they want to market it, and they're all wadded up and all balled up and all worried about, and none of the juices that flowed when they wrote the book are present. None of the good feeling juices that flowed when they painted the painting are present. Now they're trying to deal with the marketing of it through action, instead of finding that same stream that helped them to create the painting. That's the same stream that will help them now market the book. So the same stream that helped you to find the relationship is the same stream that will help you to keep it going happily ever after. It's the vibrational work that you have to do first. So, enough?
Yeah, can I ask another question?
Is it far off the topic of the one you just asked?
Yeah, it is a bit. But it's good. It's a good question.
We know it's a good question, but we don't want to step back from what we just accomplished here together. So we would rather take a discussion about what you meant about the relationship. You started to offer that to us.
Yeah, okay, I'd like to continue that.
Yes.
So basically I'm talking about a beautiful, beautiful relationship, and I'm obviously interested in...
How does that beautiful relationship, what does that mean?
Oh, it just mean elation, everything. And then when you become very intimate, you then tend to start to have expectations, make plans and stuff, and then you can try to, you might not agree on certain things, and you're just trying to see how you can keep it going.
Well, that's what we were just talking about.
Yes, I know, so that was what...
Given what we just talked about and how it resonated with you, what does that mean that you would now do instead of that?
Yeah, so what I like to do is I'll go into the differences, because I remember you once said that it's the differences that makes your relationship strong. And I really like to go into all that and see how you can, you know, because sometimes you tend to want people to be, or your partner to be the same as you in order to agree. And
Well,
you can
that's
go,
that conditional
Yeah,
stuff
exactly.
again.
So I
All
don't
right.
want that.
So
So-
let's
so-
not take the time to go into a lot of all of that.
No.
Just give us one example of some condition that needs to be different, because that's what you're talking about. In other words, you created a
No,
magnificent...
because I don't want anything to be different, but I want to be able to, as soon as I feel, it's like moment by moment, as soon as I feel that I would like a certain condition, like a commitment to, for example, go traveling.
But think about what we're saying here. This is good. So I get it that I create through thought and alignment. I get that. And I'm feeling happy. And now I'm focused in an action part of my life, and I've found something that I've decided to be unhappy about.
Yes, I see what you're going, yeah.
So what do I do now? And we say, so now the momentum is such that there's really not much that you can do. And yet that's where most people spend most of their life. That's what you spend most of your thoughts thinking about. So the answer is you leave it right there and you say, this feeling is my indication that I'm going about it in the wrong way. I'm going about it in a way that will not work. I'm going about it in an action way. I'm not adjusting my vibration. I'm asking for something else to change so that I can have a response to it. So back away from the thoughts. So how could you get back into the awareness of the loving relationship? So you get a good night's sleep, you wake up, and then what do? You focus upon something about the relationship that feels really good. And as you focus upon something about the relationship that feels really good, then the relationship blossoms even more for you. And then again, you stumble on a difference, something that you want that the other one doesn't want. So then what do? Do you wrestle it to the ground and kill it? Do you have an argument about it? Do you have a debate? Do you weigh the pros and the cons of it? That's just adding more engines to the end of the train that you don't mean to. So what do? You cease the subject. You let it lie dormant for a little bit by meditating or taking a nap. You go to sleep, you wake up, and now you're focusing upon the beautiful aspects of this relationship again. And as you continue to do that, if you will continue to realign with who you see, this is the thing that you're not remembering. And it's the thing that we talk so much about. Everything that you want, everything that you have not found in the relationship that you think you want, when you didn't find it, you put it into your vortex. You didn't find it, so you put it into your vortex. Now it's in the vortex is doing the work. Law of attraction is gathering the cooperative components. Your inner being is there amplifying all of that. So you did the work with your struggle, you put it into the vortex, and now you wake up and you feel good, and more of it comes, but not enough of it came. So more contrast, you put more of it in the vortex. And so you wake up and more of it came, but you didn't let it in. And so what keeps happening is the vortex keeps being full of more of the relationship that you want. But when you keep struggling for it, trying to get it to come out where you can see it through your demands or through your statements or through your compromises or through your long talks with one another as you try to wear the other one down to get the other one to give you what you want, what happens is your vortex is still full, your inner being is still there, you're just not letting it in. And so at some point, we so want you to realize you've already got it done. You don't have to argue your point anymore. You don't have to convince anybody that they need to be different. Your vortex is the full realized version of what you want. You just want to chill so that you can get enough into the receptive mode that you can be at the right place at the right time and have the right timing and say the right thing in order to be the realizer of what you want. And then you'll say,